Live. Hey, hello, we're live again.
Hey, we did. That's my bad. I was
User
multitasking and I
error.
multitasking right out of the stream.
Clicky McGee. If anybody's in yet, let them show up. Let's see.
Okay, we is back. So anyway, what we're talking about is the San Francisco Bunta. I think was probably my favorite, even though I love all of them. Just the vibe was just completely like chill, and the ILM people were just like ecstatic to be there.
Yeah, I didn't realize the guy wearing the ILM shirt was an ILM guy until I saw your autograph and photo later. That would have been interesting to know at the time, but stuff happens.
We were actually trying to get him to actually be one of our guests at one time, but he didn't think he was big enough for what we were doing. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that would have been fine for that audience.
Yeah, but karaoke was great, and then obviously we were talking about this earlier. The surprise of freaking Lauren Peterson at freaking 3210, like
that was pretty cool.
The guy who did a lot of his work at that theater, at that studio, like, damn, man.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if we're back and if I copied the right link and we're actually back, or if I post a link to the.
Oh, don't worry, I posted in our group already.
Okay, good, because I think I posted a link to what was not us, so I'm probably removing that.
Okay. But then we obviously hit the Presidio. Disney Fountain Museum was really cool. And obviously the Yoda Fountain is a trip in itself. But thank you very much to everybody who joined us for that on various aspects of the trip. And then when we came back, as psychotic as that is, freaking Dave decides to get off the plane and go to another freaking con.
And I got that.
That's crazy.
Boom. Right there.
How much time did you get to spend with Chuck?
So Chuck, it was really cool that you got time with Chuck's entire family was there. Okay. So like Chuck's handler did his thing, and then Chuck's daughter is sitting there and she introduces herself and you talk, and Chuck's wife is sitting there and I talked to them for a little bit about the item that I was getting signed, and then you go to Chuck. And Chuck and his son is helping him. He's kind of handling for him and helping him stretch out. Like a lot of people were having karate gis and belts and stuff like that.
Oh, the karate related stuff.
So a lot of people were having that. There was a lot of like non-typical con people there that were there just for Chuck. So there were a lot of like really different items. So yeah, no, I got to spend a fair amount of time with Chuck. I was telling him a story about this. Is I bought this at the newsstand in when it was new in I think 1987.
Damn.
But this comic, this is a Chuck Norris story, Troy. Right there is this comic was in a house that was destroyed by a tornado.
Oh,
the Chuck Norris comic lives. like boom.
Did the tornado destroy the house, or did the comic? That's the question.
Well, the comic survived. Chuck Norris survives regardless.
That's cool.
But
that's incredible.
It was a thing, and it was I did not see any other Karate Commando comics being signed.
That's probably one of the few that they saw it all too. So.
Well, there are only 4 issues of that comic. That only lasted for four issues. But
I thought you were actually saying there's only 4 copies of it.
Yeah, no, not 4 copies. There's plenty of copies, but it only lasted for 4. But yeah, I saw Chuck. I saw Bryce Papenbrook, who was super cool from Miraculous and many things anime, and Charles Martinet as well, who was fabulous.
It's a Mario.
Woohoo! And he writes crap all over it. He's everywhere. So
yeah, he did write quite a bit
let there be light. Chuck Norris says yes, please.
Indeed.
I thought it was when Chuck Norris says. I mean, when God says let there be light, Chuck Norris goes.
Clap on.
Clap on. Oh,
yeah.
so there were people there, and this was an amazing con. If you guys are interested at all in the Charlotte area, excellent. Aubrey, I've got 3 out of the 4 of those issues. Is like, oh, the bar, yeah.
They're clicking on each other.
But it was an amazing con. It's not as like rigid as a lot of cons. It's mostly collector stuff, mostly like Pokemon cards and that sort of thing. But no, they had 0 problems with you like taking pictures of the talent signing. Like, you know, anywhere there were original Power Rangers and everybody, but people are all in the back taking pictures of them signing. You know, and nobody's like shouting you down like some other cons that shall remain.
Did you see Walter Jones and say, "Hey, I just saw you last week in San Diego"?
I did not get up to go to see Walter Jones, as I was about to. But I said that, and I was talking to Bryce Papenbrook about that because he was in San Diego, and I missed seeing him there.
I just saw photos from the pre-Comic-Con info list party, and Walter is a regular at those, so he was featured in one of the photos.
Yeah, but it was really nice. Is Walter and David and Amy Jo Johnson were there, and Amy Jo would be the one that's kind of rare appearances.
Well, she used to travel quite a bit with Jason, David Frank. I mean,
yeah, but there were tons of people there, like getting like Pink Ranger helmets signed.
Nice. But speaking of buckets, did you see that reforged Kylo that's going to be available this weekend? Ooh, that's kind of.
I have a crappy old Kylo. Not even it's like a Hasbro, but it's not like a Black Series, and I'm good with that one.
But then the Oshi Bassoon, if you're a fan of, you know, the Goonies dagger.
Oh yeah,
it actually glows. I actually saw a video of it. So.
Oh, trippy.
But anyway, as we remember, we're going to be watching episode 1, chapter 1. So season 1, chapter 1 of Mandalorian. So please make sure that you have your D+ all queued up. We'll be starting about 2 minutes from now. Also, I'll plug a couple of shows that are coming up. That this weekend in Boston is Wicked Comic-Con, which is a straightforward Comic-Con with actually some of the actors from X-Men 97 are going to be there. Our very own Ashley Brienzo is going to be a vendor. It's a great show. Coming up for
a second, I thought you said she's going to be an Avenger. And that would be interesting. But
Avenger with Ashley Brienzo.
He's actually Dr. Doom. So yes,
we know which character in Star Wars Rebels Ashley would be. Which Avenger would Ashley be?
Yeah.
Well, if they become Avengers, she would eventually be Rogue.
Ah, there you go.
Okay, I'll buy that.
So if you call that, you know, or suck it, Fox, I'm going to Disneyland. To quote a movie we just saw. I think he said it a little more graphically. But that's neither here nor there. But also coming up in 2 weeks is Fan Expo Chicago, being headlined by Mr. Mark Hamill. We're going to have a great contingent there and a meetup with Joanna, Skip, and a whole slew of casting characters, which is very cool. Thank you for getting that up. And also we're working on right now Colorado Comic-Con.
Colorado Springs Comic-Con.
Colorado Springs Comic-Con we'll have Juan Solo and Bree hosting for us down there. And then Space Con is coming up in October. That's very nice. So we're waiting to get some information about that, but I've heard rumors of a potential headliner that would be announced any day now for that show.
I really kind of like that venue that they were at, and the San Antonio downtown. I think they're having that at the same venue that they had Superhero Con earlier in the summer, that my daughter and I went to with Joanna. And that was a very nice venue. I liked the way they kind of did things. And downtown San Antonio, the Riverwalk, get down there and like go just to visit San Antonio and some of the stuff. It's super nice. I wouldn't recommend driving there from North Carolina. Not recommend that.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend you driving there either. So, especially when you're done, because it can't drive your wife's work. So
yes, no, drive by yourself.
We'll plug also. Right now is currently Back to the Future Week for Rhode Island Comic Con. So if you want to meet Christopher Lloyd and get something on the Mandalorian poster, because I know Dave is going to that weekend. I love poking the bear on that one. They announced James Tolkien, they announced Christopher Lloyd, and announced Tom Wilson today. So you know Michael's around the corner. Which means I'm getting my hoverboard signed. But don't forget, first weekend of October, incredible OT lineup set up for ICCC in Nashville. Don't forget, we are going to be there all weekend, not only with our own table, but also Booth to Eve Nashville. Now, what's going to be exciting is that next week, when we watch the finale of Season 1 Mandalorian, we're going to have Mike Havens from ICC joining us, and we're going to announce the guests, the full guest lineup for Booth to Eve Special Edition Nashville. And it's going to be fun, especially considering one of the characters that we're bringing, you can get a dual sign by one of the people that is actually going to be at ICC.
ICCC.
But yeah, they just announced the last living bounty hunter from Empire Strikes Back, Chris Parsons.
That's
so
cool.
You're gonna have Flo-Lam and one Jack there. You're gonna have him with Chris Bartlett.
Yeah, that's gonna be there. There's all kinds of fun at that show.
Angus, Dennis Lawson, Anthony Forrest, Greedo, Paul Blake, Chris Parsons, Brendan, Billy D. Williams, just some really, really great OT guests. So we hope you'll see us all there. We'll have our own Boot to Eve shenanigans going along with that as well. But if you use the VCN ICCC, yeah, you get 10% off your ticket. But anyway, what's about that time right now? So please get your Disney Plus all queued up, and then let's start off Mandalorian Season 1.
Let's find that video, and away we go. Switch my speaker.
Yeah, and if you really haven't been to ICCC before, it is such a heavy, like, Star Wars con and like Star Wars toys and whatnot. Plus other elements. You get like a fair amount of the G.I. Joe.
I love that there's no previously in this episode.
Oh yeah, no, this is the OG.
This is our first glimpse of Din, who was only known as the Mando at this point. Or the Mandalorian. There.
Tate.
Ah, there's Tate, yep.
Alpha Trawler.
And there's the first hint of the music. So the good, the bad, and the ugly right there.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Also, look at that outfit. It's like we're so used to seeing him in the Beskar now that seeing him in a rustic, leathery type of outfit.
Exactly. With the different color scheme and everything. It's pretty cool, though, that Tate is the first non-creature, unmasked, so to speak, character in this show. I didn't realize that until just now. Like him and the bartender.
Yeah. I'm so used to now seeing also Tate with like his handlebar mustache that he does when he's like off duty. So when I see him with like a straightforward goatee, I'm like, wait, is that Tate?
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And so anybody who's going to be going to Fanboy Expo in Orlando, you'll get to meet Brendan and Lateef. I know Mr. Notman's very excited about that.
Yes.
Oh, snap.
Literally.
Yeah, that was pretty intense for the first few minutes of this episode or this show to have that happen. Horatio Sands is awesome as the Mithril.
It would have been great if we got some blood splatter, but I know it's Disney, but
yeah, they didn't need to. It implied
we didn't get any blood spatter when Boba Fett went ham in that episode, the cracking skulls. We weren't going to get it here.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, look, there's the theme right there for our Galaxy's Most Wanted, the little bounty buck. That's where that came from.
Inspiration.
Yes.
I love this line.
Hey, Pete. Hello there from Australia.
Indeed.
And the ICRS, what's going on, Mr. Mike Havens? We talk about the guy, and the guy shows up.
It is indeed.
We'll see you next week, Mike. Looking forward to having you on the show, and we'll talk Boot to Eve and ICCC. And hey, look, there's Chris Bartlett, who's going to be at ICCC as well. A good friend of ours. We just saw him a couple weeks ago, last week.
Just saw him on the intro at the beginning of the original stream.
Yep. I like this.
I hate it when that happens, dude.
Yeah, and isn't this the character that John Wayne's voice was originally used for?
Long Snoot, as they called him, Garindin in A New Hope, or Star Wars, as I like to call it. That speeder looks weird with the backward seats and everything. It's very much just a like an Uber.
And then the guy that I randomly saw strolling across the Lucasfilm.
I saw him first as he was entering the building.
Dude, you saw him first. You also saw me first. So you saw a lot of first at that show. You saw me first before I saw you. So let's say that.
Oh, yeah. Having a helmet on makes that easy. But anyways.
I was like, who the hell are these Mandos giving me such crap? And it's Richie and Jeff.
I liked how after I saw Brian, he was like, stay off the ice.
See, I forgot when we were talking about him and I was seeing people's selfies. I forgot that he was in the Star Wars here.
And like the third face character.
I still feel like David mentioned this the other day. Of all the people that we walked by to stop and say, we walked by Ashley and didn't stop. Like I was like, wow, we really didn't stop to say hi to her.
No, you were on a mission at that point. It was like, nope, cruising on by.
I didn't realize that. He's always just going to be Bert from Big Bang Theory.
I really enjoyed him and Steve Agee on the Sarah Silverman show. That was really fun. Their characters. Oh, but they were a couple too. Different dynamic.
Yeah. And there's the Razor Crest. R.I.P.
Speaking of Razor Crest, great chatting.
Not quite yet.
John Goodson.
Oh yeah. It looks like it's covered in aluminum tape. Oh wait,
it was.
Okay, that model that he brought with us, that was actually really cool.
Yeah, that was and the fact that it was covered in aluminum tape.
Well, just partially covered.
You can see
the underprint and then how he had done the layering on top.
Mm-hmm. But he was such a nice guy just to chat with, not only at our event, but when he came to talk to us outside Lucasfilm. And just
he was very very cool.
And seeing the similar stories that him and Hal both had, the letters.
Well, that was one thing I was saying in the happy hours, that I was. It was interesting to see Hal's reaction to his version of the story that Hal had as well, of sending in letters and getting the polite, rejection, but John actually going and finding the letter. I wonder if Hal's was in there. That's all I could think of after that.
Well, Hal's actually has the one that's framed on it with George's signature on his wall. So Hal has.
I thought that was.
No, it's Hal.
Did that. Sure. To rewatch the video. Anyways, I think it's Hal has the letter he got back. John has the letter he sent.
Gotcha.
That's what I think the difference is.
Yes, the Dank Ferrick.
Yes.
That shirt's still available.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and Troy was wearing it.
I was going to say, I saw one of them on the vacation. It's a very cool shirt. It's always fun to have something like that when you go to Batu, especially. I had on my, what the hell is an aluminum falcon, which is a Robot Chicken reference. But which also gets a lot of, but I also had my racer on it over it, so it sort of covered it. But that one gets a lot of funny reactions, especially from Batuans.
Oh yeah, I bet that does. They get.
Go use the refresher. First toilet in Star Wars.
Yep, first space toilet.
And it's
you
very
would think
much
it would be slightly harder to get into the weapons locker.
Yeah, he just randomly presses buttons and it pops open. No, he's trying to close it. Yep. And the same thing, randomly presses buttons and it closes. Also, you'd think Mando would have heard that.
Right.
He probably did. Considering. Spoiler alert.
Oh no. Oh, the carbonite.
Mm-hmm. Wonder if that's Dawn in that Rodian outfit.
I don't know what they would have used to do.
I wonder who that other person was modeled after, or these two were modeled after. That'd be cool to be known for being a carbonite figure in Mando's ship.
That's probably true too. Well, the second one kind of looked like, I thought, Pelimoto. But
a little bit, the hair was kind of different, but yeah. Actually, I thought it looked like Pam Riddle, who was at Scum. Huh? But I have no idea.
Yeah, that would just be cool enough to be that.
It's interesting to see these earlier episodes as well, where I feel that as they progressed with the seasons, that the Razor Crest got better looking. Like that looked, now that I see it again, it looks a little maybe less convincing than later episodes and seasons before they made it go kablooey. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it got used and got janky a little bit.
Yeah, it got beat. Oh, it got beat up quite a bit before it got blown up in that one scene where it's limping past that planet at the end of the episode.
And R.I.P. Mr. Carl Weathers.
Yeah, it's too bad that.
Right, they had the whole room dedicated to that was just like he has a mini fridge or something. I don't know.
And he's got a refresher, like no other ship or
we were
location.
talking about that.
That's a refresher. Like we're like, oh my god, that's cool. It's got the first crapper in freaking Star Wars.
Yeah, because do we even know? I'm sure there's a technical manual somewhere, but in like main canon, do they ever allude to where the refresher is on the Falcon?
I've seen lots of layouts, and I don't think I've seen that specifically.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't seen it in person when I've ridden Smuggler's Run, so
right. No,
and I've been in all parts of that area,
even in
including
Chewy mode, like Chewy down mood to go to refreshing.
He might have said he needed to use it, but I didn't understand it.
Or did they just throw like newspaper down in the corner for him? I don't.
That would be nasty.
That's a lot of newspaper for a Wookiee there.
He takes care of it in his bunk.
Or does he do the hind leg shuffle on the carpet, guys?
Oh, the rear end shuffle.
Yeah.
When he has worms.
Then in the back behind Carl, you see Dominic Pace.
And then who's in the suit here?
This is
Brendan
at this point.
So I know they use him obviously for his walk with that swagger.
Right.
But I wasn't sure how much, because like we found out that there's so many other people that have been in the suit for some scenes. It's interesting to if you went through an episode and like broke it down. Oh, is that some shoes in the foreground or somebody else we may know?
Mm-hmm.
Not shoes like your feet,
so,
but like Leilani and Ariel.
Walk in the city streets.
I see what you did.
Anyways,
the walk in the city streets. I'm assuming that's Brendan.
Oh yeah, because he's got that gait that's very distinct.
I wonder if the close-ups in these early ones. Okay, there we go.
Did he just take one of those cards they give you on Batu for photos?
You would think there's another bathroom for like the guests.
Other types of.
But like when we had Barry on the watch along before, he's doing the piloting stuff. Did he do? I wonder if he did other close-up stuff like that scene with Carl there, where it's just sit up.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that same thing.
I think also
he was sitting down.
Yeah, I think he also did like photo double type stuff as well.
Oh. This is a trip. These remnants.
Werner is such a great actor.
He's so Werner though, which is amazing.
Oh yeah,
it fits so well though. It's like that character is just
like that. I'm sure is Brendan the gunplay.
Oh yeah.
And then our good friend Omid, who was awesome.
I didn't realize he was in it so early.
He was so awesome at Bunta, like him and Katie.
Yeah, he was very cool. Well, we were talking to him for a minute, weren't we? And then I grabbed a selfie with him. He was very cool.
But no, he was so like appreciative. Like him and Katie were so appreciative to be included in that event, and like, I think that they were our headliners for the night. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of the guests there, I think Omid was the first one who introduced himself to me. It's like, hi, I'm Omid. Like, I know who you are.
So I actually spoke to him about
no, but he got some biscuits.
Biscuits?
Yeah. I actually told him about the turning into 11 picture that I got signed by Katie last year. And he actually said, oh my God, I was thinking about Spinal Tap when that happened. I'm like, see?
Nice.
Exactly. Turn it up.
Speaking of Spinal Tap, I'm going to be hopefully seeing a screening of Spinal Tap 2 next Monday.
It's filmed
that'll
already?
be a trip. I don't know how early of a cut it is, but I got the opportunity to grab a spot, and I'm all about it. So hopefully I'll be able to see it and not get there too late or some such nonsense.
There's that incredible line, bounty hunting's a complicated profession.
Yeah, but like stuff like this is I wouldn't know who would be in there, just the sitting and the turning.
Yeah, it's very minimal kind of.
But if you've already had Brendan walk in the room and do the gunplay.
Yeah, why not have him just sit down?
As well. You know, he's there.
Makes sense. And some of the mannerisms while he's sitting there might be more Brendan than somebody else, depending. Or I should have asked Omid about acting with Werner.
Oh yeah.
Didn't even think of that.
I got a really good shot of them from season 3 walking through Coruscant eating the photon pops.
Yeah.
And kudos to Katie, because we were talking, obviously at Bunta, but her career is blowing up like whoa right now, right after Love Lies.
Now she's in Twisters.
And Twisters. I wish there were more Katie in Twisters, but what there was, I was very happy to see.
But she finally announced that she's in the next Mission Impossible, and she's got other projects like coming out. Like her career is like, we got her just in time for her explosion.
This is very like the marketplace at Batuu.
Yeah. A lot of these scenes in this town remind me a lot of Batuu, with like when he came down the stairs earlier, and these long kind of alley corridor type things. I love seeing the freaking Kowakian monkey lizard on the spit, and then the other one all sad about his buddy being cooked. I have mine around here somewhere. Where is he?
Kind of reminds me of the sad Porg that we saw at the Museum of Motion Picture.
As Porg should be. I was disappointed that we did see the scene, but we didn't see the Porg itself that was cooked already.
No, we just saw the sad Porg.
Yes. I think
and this is your new Hasbro vintage collection coming out right here.
Wow, I didn't realize how many of these characters showed up in this first episode.
Well, this is why this show took off like it did, is they did not mess around. This is not, we've got, Disney Plus shows going already, and this is what kind of allowed Andor to have the kind of slow burn kind of thing, because Mando let everything right now, let's go, throw it all out,
all on the table. And the amazing Emily Swallow here.
Yep.
Chunks of Beskar
and the calamari flan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, those calamari flan. That's such a stupid name.
It's like you're taking like a fried squid and adding it to like an Italian dessert. Like,
well, it's flan isn't flan like Spanish or Mexican? Anyways, it's a custard.
It's somewhere over the
custard with octopus in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yum. There's the hammer and the cool grabby things, pliers or whatever.
Tongs.
Tongs. Yeah, true. She's ready to do her grilling. She has to do that thing though when you click the tongs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and that's like electronic forge.
So can we talk about also?
Go ahead.
So can we talk about the fact that I was watching the Marvel panel before it came on, and then 3 actors from the Star Wars universe have joined the Marvel universe. Once again, proving the theory is the Mouse House is incestuous. You had Daddy Pedro, you had Giancarlo, and you had Harrison, all now involved in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is.
Ooh, shiny.
I like the glimpse you get of the under pauldron right there. They like electronics and stuff that kind of semi start to explain why, you can get you can have the soft goods kind of between
and have better coverage than being as vulnerable as we always thought.
So I want to give also a shout out for anybody who gets to see it. One of the intro songs before Green Day is they do Marilyn Manson's "Beautiful People," but they sample in the Imperial March.
Oh, nice.
So when I was at the concert last night, I'm like, oh my God, this is a great capper for the trip. So this scene coming up with the Mudhorn is actually JJ.
Oh, because it was a lot of physical,
Yeah.
more physical, more like beating up on the character than
like taking the back bump and stuff.
No, but that's not coming now, is it?
I thought it's coming soon.
No, the Mudhorn is later.
No, the Mudhorn.
He hasn't even gotten the child yet. Spoiler alert.
Oh well, spoiler alert.
He mixing your metaphors.
Yeah, this is where he meets Kuehl.
Once again, most recent inductee into the VCN Hall of Fame, Misty Rosas.
Yeah, I missed that one, unfortunately. But
where the blur.
Oliver and MVO did. We did during their interview.
Mm-hmm. I did catch Hal barely and Kevin, of course. Yep. But we had already done Kevin, so it was just a formality.
Oh, there it is. Tased.
Yes,
you do need a Jeffy autograph that says spoiler.
Actually, if you go to TeePublic right now, you get a T-shirt.
You can. Yes, you can.
You get your Jeff Caffrey T-shirt.
Well, if you got any swag from me, I could always sign that.
He could.
But
that was funny. Is my daughter found your swag in her wallet when she came back, and she's like, "What are you doing? This is not. Are you calling me something?" And I'm like, "No, that's Jeff's tagline."
Like, so was the Star Wars dork one?
Yeah, I'm not calling you Star Wars dork. No, but right there, tpublic.com.
There it is.
Virtual canteen.
I was very happy because I added Misty underneath Nick Nolte.
Nice. Oh, that's a good combination. Yeah. That's such a crazy mask.
But no. Thank you very much also to the Skywalking Network people, Richard and Sarah, Craig Miller, and the Thompsons, and also Bill Kimberlin, all these great authors that came in. Bill Kimberlin did very well in San Francisco with his book site. That's interesting how the authors always do very well.
Oh yeah.
It was great to have a seventh with Sheila, the artist that was downstairs in the bar.
That was her first event ever. Like, she's not really a show person, to the point where she's actually submitting now for Fan Expo San Francisco because she thought she did so well with us.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's cool.
She very well should.
She has some amazing stuff, and she was very personable. She was the first person I've encountered other than not even the main group people that was like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are. I see you on the watch-alongs," and I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." That's cool.
Like the Blurgs were a very interesting kind of deep cut character for them to choose to bring back.
Yep. What was the?
We know Favreau's a fan. Character? Yeah, Favreau's a fan of the Faithful Wookiee. So that too, but all the above. He's a fan of all the deep cut Star Wars stuff.
Well, that's why he put a Ugnaught as a protagonist here.
Mm-hmm.
When we only thought they were background worker characters.
The D Plus shows have done a lot of that. Is how much more of a rich culture they brought to Tusken Raiders.
Oh, that too. Well, that was like a big, huge thing. That's probably my favorite thing about Book of Boba Fett. But besides the ending episode where Mando and Boba Fett are just going nuts with their rocket packs.
Yes.
Seeing that was like insane.
So I just flipped on, checked something on our Instagram, and just signed to Level Up Talent, who's going to start doing the Comic-Con series circuit, is Dance Pool. is the double for Ryan Reynolds doing the Bye 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 is now joining the Comic-Con circuit.
You ruined it for me. That wasn't actually Ryan Reynolds.
Oh no!
Can't watch that movie ever again.
What? There's dancing? I haven't seen the movie yet.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
You probably saw some of it in the trailer, but
I totally have seen.
I saw.
You can't live this long without having seen spoilers for that movie.
Oh, but
now it's everywhere.
Oh yeah, and now these Gen Zers like, oh, that song from Deadpool? No, bitch, I saw when NSYNC first did when it first came out. Like, but best line in season 4 of Rebels, they do fly.
Oh yeah.
Throw Hondo's Ugnaught friend.
They need to make an inflatable blurg that you can wear your Mando gear with.
Oh, that would be fun.
Sort of like the Tauntaun and other things.
That was exactly where I was going. Is like, what inflatable costume is there already that I could modify to be a blurg?
The Tauntaun is sort of a weird shape, unless you're gonna, you'd have to.
Well, I was already thinking of like an M&M costume.
Ah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you could,
it's got that shape kind of going on.
Yeah.
Or you could do what Warren did and try to get like an inflatable camel and turn into an Aope.
That would probably work as well. You need a dromedary.
Do that with the Tauntaun.
Yeah. I completely forgot that he was like, I had it with me because I was going to get it signed anyway, but I didn't get signed. But the fact that he was really the person writing the AOP for Ewan.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ewan was so sad after his friends showed up for episode 3 to see him ride the fake Eope to deliver Luke to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru that he didn't want to do it again. That's just my theory.
And one of the coolest things that we were able to do is we were able to get Aiden Barton on camera watching his scenes at Big.
Oh yeah, I saw those photos that were posted of his little baby up on the screen.
He said that he's seen the movie only less than 10 times in his entire life.
Well, it needs to.
This was a very cool take on the IG droids right there. It's just the flippy.
To see really how badass IG-88 truly was that we didn't get to see.
Well, and how badass like the figure could have been, because the figure doesn't have that motion.
No, if it had that middle part that twisted, and it's very like that was one of the harder figures to actually get to stand up. I remember having like residue on the foot from super gluing it from like a table or something that I had it on display on, or to one of those stands. Because I love how it's what's his face, Watiti, that does the voice. I can't remember his first name.
Oh, Taika,
yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Because Real Langford was actually the mocap for it, and Taika was the voice.
Ooh. Alert.
Yeah, and the levels of like badassery. And some of this I'm assuming in this portion is probably Lateef as well.
Oh yeah. I think these types of moves would definitely be Lateef.
Yeah, Melissa, there's always a little bit of lag between the Facebook and the YouTube.
They don't match up
seconds, I think. But a lot of times I'll watch on my TV on YouTube and then comment with my phone on Facebook. It kind of
I've done that before.
Better experience. with the Facebook commenting.
Right. That was.
I love to see so many Nick-2 as well. It's like we've seen
And
so many
we got
Nick-2,
so
so many
much of-
Transoceans.
They had a great
Mon
selection
Calamari.
of characters here.
Well, it's like what they were saying is that they like to take the figures that your big brother would give you because he wanted to play Luke and Han, and they made them like the most prevalent characters that you can get.
The leftover characters. I love his moves.
Doesn't he later season do like a spinning thing with his shooting?
Boom, boom.
Doesn't he drive through and do that or something like that?
So.
I don't know.
Uh-oh. There it is.
I haven't seen this episode in a long time, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Schnitzel. Bring in the big guns. I love that. He has to keep telling him not to self-destruct.
And you notice how much of like practical sets there are in this.
Yeah, this whole town, I mean, a good portion is. I love seeing the wall just get disintegrated behind him. Oh. Owie.
I like how it's like on a hydraulic system.
Yes.
Bouncy.
Everybody gone.
He keeps shooting because he can't stop. It's like the vomit mobile when we were kids.
Yep.
There we go. Well done.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Mandalorian is more relatable, even in this where he's mysteriously a badass and stuff in these early episodes. You still get to see a little bit of that human vulnerability kind of thing. You know, where he's like, "Do not self-destruct."
Yeah, it's more real reactions to the situation.
Yeah, he's not. They put him against IG to illustrate how human he is, as opposed to the robotic Terminator style kind of that we really see in original Boba Fett.
And the fact that he's like Boba Fett but not Boba Fett, I think was
Yeah.
more intriguing as well. So new character, but that was partially because they didn't really believe in or trust John and Dave to use Boba Fett yet.
Yeah, I mean, how different would the Star Wars universe be today if this show was you know,
a Boba Fett show?
Book of Boba Fett before the Book of Boba Fett.
Although I really did. Oh, here we go. I really did like that intro to I was gonna call him Boba Fett. What's in there?
Oh,
the reveal.
Oh, E.T. phone home.
They said 50. And then this, like, oh man, what the hell? The fact that the child was kept secret until this show dropped,
yeah,
was amazing. I think I love this. No, not killing the kid.
That's the shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
and there, yeah, that is classic. And then the finger of God thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I need to kind of like get that signed by Doug Chang when we see him in Japan.
All right, well, that was awesome.
Well, that is absolutely awesome. Yeah, Michelangelo's masterpiece. We'll talk about it in the credits in a second, but they just did an announcement for ICC. They announced Stephen Constantino, the Gamorrean Guard.
Nice.
Who is a con regular.
I want to say maybe he was there last year. I'm not sure.
He's there quite often. He does a circuit quite a bit.
I love this artwork. These concept pieces are amazing. I'm glad I got the books. Did they do a third season yet?
Not yet, but I got to figure out if I want to bring the book with me in Japan, because that's definitely like on my list of potential Doug Chang stuff. Yeah. Along with the picture of him with John that I got signed in San Francisco. I think that was like one of the things we were standing apart when we first started talking about this show, was seeing the concept art at the end of it. Was just like such a nice touch, you know?
Yeah. Some of the stuff is really amazing.
Yeah, you're writing like pony blurgs or something in the thing, not like
and there's the shot that's behind us. Oh, that's chapter 2. I used the wrong one. Oh well.
Whoops.
Yeah.
It happens.
It is very indicative of the show, though. So
it is very much. It's you know, meeting.
So it's interesting. So if we're looking at the credits just said Christopher Bartlett. As well as Emily was, obviously it's an armorer underneath Brian Posen. It's like all these people that we know are like, subtext. But it's amazing going back to this episode and see how incredible it was when it first came out. Like, and now we're in a process of 3 seasons in, some sub shoots, and now a movie coming out that they're filming right now.
Yeah. I really cannot wait to see like what sort of turn the movie takes, and hopefully that they make it so much more and build so much, because it is a movie, and I mean there's been so much put into these as shows already, but what sort of spectacle are we going to have with movie shots and movie budgets? And
I hope it's more than just like 3 or 4 episodes sort of put together, like a lot of things have been recently.
Well, they're talking about that potentially being
actually it'd be like 2 episodes.
Well, they're saying like the next season of Stranger Things is like every episode's gonna be like an hour and a half.
Yeah, so they do some interesting stuff with Stranger Things. I wish they would incorporate some of that more into the Disney Plus shows. Being able to flesh things out and give you more story, as opposed to sort of the way the Acolyte kept cutting. They would start something and then they would cut it off, and then you would get more of it the next episode. That kind of was, I felt a little like each episode probably could have been 15 minutes longer, if not more, and really benefited from that. But Lonnie's got a point. That soundtrack is off the hook.
Oh yeah,
and in fact, he also utilizes the didgeridoo.
He has a lot of exotic instruments. Yeah, of course.
But no, just the fact that the first episode just like it was so groundbreaking, so much fun. And it's there's elements that
hooked everybody.
No, we don't hate for liking the Acolyte. I enjoyed the Acolyte,
Oh, absolutely. I've said
I like the Acolyte too.
I've said the Acolyte was enjoyable. Now I will point out like all kinds of problems and flaws and things that I would have liked to see otherwise, but it was still enjoyable.
But I was just saying the way that they cut some of it, like, they could have extended things, give us episodes that were longer than 32 minutes on average.
I mean, the Acolyte could have easily been either much shorter or a good bit longer to take it and explore some of the things.
I just felt the episodes in general needed to be longer. I think they need to stick to the original TV formula of 43 minutes out of an hour, that you would get on like an actual hour-long episodic program on broadcast TV.
Yeah,
So,
I think in general they do like weird stuff with why do you even remotely try to keep a streaming show the same length that doesn't have commercials largely the same length as any sort of network show. Why
yeah,
are you doing that?
that's true
I mean,
too.
it's very interesting. Yeah. It's very interesting with like so if you have a commercial breaks, they're not worried about it as far as marketing and also commercial dollars. I mean, I know like to completely go off the subject, it's like WWE Monday Night Raw is going to Netflix starting January 1.
Mm.
And they're not going to do commercial breaks. So where they're going to get the revenue, very interesting as far as that's concerned. But going back to Manny's arms from Ryan's comment, Manny Jacinto,
Yes.
my number one choice for pickups in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Like
is a lot. I think he's the main one so far that just hasn't been everywhere yet.
But right off the bat, like I'm thinking to myself, it's like, all right, well, Qatar has an Funko. I have a cast piece. Do I want to schlep the Stranger's Bucket? Like, there's like so many things I'm thinking about, and obviously, I am so gay a photo op with a Semantics T-shirt because Semantics, which got over huge on the trip. By the way, that there's both me and Liberty had that shirt rocking. But no, great lineup so far with Doug Chang, Ashley, Tim, Daniel, and Alan Tudyk as well. Yeah. So nice. I mean, so far, Celebration's got a really strong start, considering the fact that they don't usually start announcing guests until January.
Yeah, I think it's a real strong lineup to begin with. You've got people with crossover appeal because I can't bring a K2SO piece without bringing a wash piece. It's not possible. So
you can wash piece, or you can bring your average Joe's jersey and get Steve the Pirate to sign it.
Yeah.
Or hey.
Yeah.
But no, it's kind of shaping up to be very, very good. I like the fact they're announcing so much. I mean, my theory is the fact is that we're spending so much money and time to travel across the globe that they're trying to give us something to get excited about because we're already like, we got to spend $1,000 on our flight. Our hotel could be over $1,000 just for half the week.
I slept on booking my Godzilla hotel until today, actually. So
you're gonna be there with us?
Yeah, the first part of the week from Monday through Thursday or whatever.
That's exactly. So we'll all do the baggage service before we head to Chiba. Which we announced at the Presidio. Not so virtual Cantina 3 going to be at the Appa Hotel in Chiba, overlooking on the 50th floor. So come out with
crazy.
That should be an amazing view for sure.
Yeah. K2SO is a great droid. I mean, to me, he's not Chopper. To me, Chopper's my droid, but yeah. So come out with us. I know Sully's planning to do some pickup games of Sabak at the Natso. So it's going to be a chill time. I mean, all of us will be exhausted. We'll call that day as well for most of us. So come out and hang out with us, have a couple of sake bombs, and a nice Karen or Sapporo.
I like your layering on that 3. I just noticed that. How you got it in front and behind. Ooh.
Dave, did you notice that someone other than me was wearing a Virtual Cantina Japan t-shirt?
I did not.
Someone wear a pink one.
Ooh. Very nice.
It was Anita Zenth, Dave's wife.
Very cool. No, I didn't ever see that.
So we got that shirt coming out right now if you want to pick that up. But we also have another shirt by our good friend Aaron Waldron, which is an EPO stamp of for the Virtual Cantina for Japan T-shirt. So that's been coming out very shortly as well. And also, we are in pre-production right now for our new racer.
Yes,
and
the new racer.
Want to give some hints without giving stuff away?
Does it have any Star Trek references on it?
Not yet.
Oh, that was awesome.
But I think it's really going to kind of harken back to some of the origins of where George got the ideas for Star Wars, where some of those ideas came from. Is the shirt's going to kind of go back to that.
Cool.
R2X is like, no, it doesn't.
Wait, you're still here?
Indeed.
So yeah, very excited about that.
Clicky, clicky.
There we go. That too. All right.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I think that it's going to be a really cool racer. I think it's going to be very appropriate. Like all of our racers we really kind of look at making them unique for that, unique and specific to that trip. But yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. Once again, we will be joined by Mike Havens next week after we watch the finale of season 1, and we're going to announce our guests for Bunta Eve Nashville. So please make sure you tune into that. You guys want to close out with anything?
I was going to say I might not be on a few episodes for a little while, but I'll be hanging around. I'll be probably in the chats. I'll be on the page, but I might not be on cam for a little while. But that's just for my own well-being. And, like I said, I'll be in the chats, giving everybody a hard time just as much as if I was on camera.
As well you should. And if you're not, we're going to come looking for you to make sure that you are.
Yes. So. Don't make me call wellness on you, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Standing by the bathroom, knocking on the door when somebody else was in there was probably awkward as hell.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought you were dead on the crapper. I mean, honestly,
I was in the hotel room using my own private
didn't
bathroom.
know that. And all of a sudden, I get back to the bus, and I see you BSing with Mike, and I'm like, dude,
where'd he get
you dead? Like, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you next week. And don't forget, it's a whole bunch of shenanigans on the Virtual Cantina Network, where you can catch us at all times. So till next week, this is the way.
This is the way.
I have spoken.
There he is.
Yes, have some.